the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
There's more of an opportunity for him at Leo, right?
Gas?
Yeah, Christian Gas. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Christian Gas, yeah. I could see him really playing either one. But yeah, I think that he's probably, obviously, he's starting off playing at Leo. He's going to have to gain a significant amount of weight before he can really play at Leo. So that's my only thing, is I feel like they want to get him on the field. He's listed at 215 right now. Got to get up to at least like 240. But I think that he could probably play linebacker for us this year at about 230. Like a middle, like a Mike or like a Will. He could do that at about 230. And so, we will see. I think he's going to get cross-trained at both spots, but I think it's pretty fair to say that Leo might be where he ends up at ultimately, for sure.
Final thing here. It's something that Tennessee fans are most curious about, because I think no matter what, this is it for Nico, right? Like, I don't either. He has a great year and he's off to the NFL draft as a first-round guy, or there's still some just... how can I phrase this? He wasn't, like you said, I think from the second half of the Alabama game on, he was really good. Part of that, though, I think was something that was unlocked that we had not seen since the Iowa game, which was he started running the football. He started just taking off, lowering his shoulder. My gut is I don't think Heupel's offense works without a quarterback who is a willing runner. Like, I think you just have to be so quick to make those reads. Hendon Hooker was elite for so many different reasons. One of the best parts about Hendon Hooker was he saw when there was nothing there, and he's like, I'm gone, and I'm getting 6. And that was huge and put so much stress on opposing defenses. And part of it's like he's 24. Like, Hendon Hooker had a lot of snaps, and Nico was 19 last year. But I look at Nico, and I think he's going to take care of the football. I think he's not going to be someone like the fumbling stuff got cleaned up by the end of the year. I think he's going to have a better offensive line, which should help his confidence. The run game being what it is, always averaging basically 5 yards a carry for all 4 years under Heupel. That should always be a help. But I don't know if he's going to get to where Tennessee fans will ever be happy with what he is. Part of me still kind of wonders if he's not the best fit for this scheme, based on what his skill set is, where he feels more Justin Herbert than kind of what you need out of that position. But I don't know. Like, you watch so much more film than me. What do you see? Do you think he's ultimately going to find that next level and be that kind of Heisman guy in 25? Or do you think it is just kind of, he's not what people thought he was going to be as like a generational prospect, but he can still be an A- player for Tennessee and get them to where they ultimately need to go?
Yeah, so I would say that that's 100% on where Nico's headspace is. And since this is a send-off season for him, like we just talked about, he's about to go on to the NFL. He understands that. What I've noticed with him, I've noticed it with Ricky Gibson. I've noticed it with Mike, with Mike Matthews. They just look like, and this is kind of like cliche, I think that it's an overused term, but they are practicing like pros. And now I know that Mike's going to be back for one more season, but he's on that level of, I'm taking this stuff very, very serious. And I don't know how to, quantify it, but it's just basically like, like they don't have any feelings. It's just like, this is what we're here to do. And it's just like cold. So I think that with that being said, Nico does have all the talent. He made so many throws. Like if you think back to the Arkansas game when, we were losing, I think it was our last drive. It might have been like a 3rd and long or a 4th and long or whatever. Pressure's coming from Nico's left side. He rolls out. He throws that laser. It's like a 50 or 60-yard laser to Dante Thornton.
Yeah.
It's things like that he can do. He laces, so many different passes, and he does have good speed. Like you said.
The Alabama game last year, too, where down the right-hand side. The Alabama game to Thornton. Where he rolls out. That one was maybe his second best ball of the year.
Yeah, so, I'm saying all those things just to say that his talent level is definitely generational. Like, you watch how the ball comes out of his hand and all that type of stuff, with his size, he can do it. It's just going to be up to him to kind of start this season off the way that he ended it last year with that mindset of, hey, I don't care. If I got to put this team on my back, I'll do it. If Nico does that, he's probably going to end up winning that Heisman Trophy, I think.
Well, I think what should help, too, is that I wonder if, like, I gave some truth serum to Heupel and be like, how much of you limiting Nico not running early was because you had a walk-on and Gaston Moore behind him, and you had a true freshman 4-star as your only other scholarship quarterback? Like, how much of it was just you have to protect Nico because you're like, it's a long season and we have to keep him upright for the full SEC schedule. Now you've got 2 scholarship quarterbacks behind him. You got Faison Brandon coming in next year, who I think seems like a more idealistic fit for what Heupel's trying to do. Like, I'm extremely excited about Faison Brandon. Like, I think Faison's gonna be awesome. Like, I just, out of all the, like, to me, he's the most talented. Like, he seems like a better fit. We'll see. Like, he's not even on campus yet, but we'll see if he's a better fit ultimately than Nico. But I think Nico just has to run. I think Nico has to throw guys open. I think he has to do, like, he can't be afraid to throw over the middle field. He can't, because, I mean, you saw in 23 where middle field was just taken away, where it's like, we can't do this anymore, and we're just going side to side and run up, and that can't happen. And last year, you have to scare opposing defenses. Like, you just have to put a lot more stress than what we were doing, where I don't know. I think he can get there, but I think you have to see a combination of what made him so good against Iowa on the ground and also through the air in spurts like Arkansas or Alabama or honestly Kentucky. Kentucky's like the one that I think people need to go back and watch, where he had basically 4 touchdowns in that game and 400 yards through the air. One Chaz drop, and I think the other one was Brazel, that both would have been for 6. And that's kind of lost forever. But I'm like, Nico was really good in the Kentucky game. I think he can get there, but I don't know if I'm a gambler. I'm not a gambling guy, and I don't know if he's ultimately going to get there. But you think, what's your gut? What's your gut read? That he is a Heisman finalist this year or no?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel very confident with that because, like you just pointed out, think about how many people we had running wide open that either Nico missed or they just dropped it. That's a lot of, and what he threw for, 2,500 yards or something like that last year. I mean, he could have easily had 3,300 as a redshirt freshman. Yeah. Now he looks like he feels a lot more confident and comfortable, which he should. So, 3rd year inside of Heupel's system. Yeah, I think that he's about the ball. That's exactly what he's talking about. Run the football, throw the football, just go ball. I think that all that's going to happen. Nico's going to be a lot more accurate down the field. Now, can the wide receiver step up and make those catches? That's yet to be seen. He's going to need some help to get there. But as far as the way that he plays, I think that, he's going to play on that level for sure.
No more training wheels. This year has to be the, like, all gas, no brakes with Nico. It's just, you got to leave everything out there and just operate like this is it for the Nico era in Tennessee. And then see what happens. Live with the results.
That's it. 100%.
Sir, what can the good folks check out?
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas Podcast. Hell yeah.